I'm getting asked the question quite a lot recently about how do I get an external hard drive to function under both Mac and Windows-based platforms, because a lot of people want to start work on a Mac at home and take it to work or university, work on it there, and then bring it back home. And by default, if you go out and buy a new hard drive today, it will probably work fine on the Windows side of things, but on the Mac, you can't write any files to it. You might be able to read them and copy them off the hard drive, but you won't be able to copy anything onto the hard drive. Now, obviously that's a problem which we need to overcome. Now, just as a bit of a background, this whole issue is to do with the file system, the way the hard drive is set up to work. And there are different file systems on different platforms. Now, the main ones for Windows will be the NTFS file system. The Mac can read that file system, but it can't write to it. On the Mac, you've got the HFS Plus file system. Macs can read and write to it. Windows can't read or write to it. So if you format it as either one of those two systems, which most hard drives that you purchase are, then you're going to run into issues going between the two. Now, there is another file system, which is an older one called FAT, F-A-T. This will actually work on both platforms, and both platforms can read and write to it. So that's how we're going to set up a hard drive today. Now I've got a brand new hard drive with me here. I'm just going to plug it in. Okay, I've plugged in the drive. It should pop up in a second. There we go. So this is a brand new hard drive, but my Mac can't write to it, so I need to change the file system to FAT. And to do this, I'm going to go into the disk utility. So I'll click on the spotlight icon up the top right, type in disk, and go into the disk utility. Now down the left hand side, you'll see that I've got all these different drives connected to my machine. That's fine. That's because I do in fact have lots of hard drives in this computer. You might see one or two here. The one you're concerned with is the external one. In my case, this is a 500 gigabyte external Hitachi drive. Now to set this up so it works on both Mac and PC, I need to erase it. So I'll click on that tab. There are several different formats we could choose, but the one that we want is MS-DOS, FAT. Don't let the MS-DOS name fool you, it will work on Mac and PC. So we'll just name it. I'll call mine 500 gigabyte. We'll press erase. It will give us a confirmation to say this is in fact going to erase everything, so you're going to lose all your data. That's fine, I don't have anything important on the drive. I'll press erase. It will go ahead and do its thing, which will take a couple of seconds. And then after a little while, you should see the drive pop up again on your desktop. There we go. So now I've got a drive that will work on both Mac and PC. So I can create a new folder, for example, and there we go. It does in fact work. Now, if this FAT file system works on both Mac and PC, why wouldn't all drives be set up this way? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is that there is a file size limit of 4 gigabytes, which probably won't affect most people unless they have really large videos on their hard drive. So that's not a big issue. The one other issue that's out there that may affect mainly people primarily using the Mac side of things is that if your hard drive is set up as a FAT hard drive, it won't work with Time Machine in terms of a backup disk. So that may be something you need to consider before you do this. Do you need to use this drive as a Time Machine backup drive? There are ways around it, but they're a bit above and beyond this quick tutorial. Thanks guys, hope that helps you out.